Hi everyone, I am Manideep. Today I'll talk about our work ScatterMIMO to improve MIMO gain using a smart surface. Over the years, wireless speeds have increased exponentially. MIMO 802.11ac standard promises high data rate up to 1.7 gigabit per second, which is crucial for modern day applications like high-speed gaming and virtual reality. If 11ac works at this high data rate, we don't even need millimeter wave to provide gigabit per second rates. We can even use reliable Wi-Fi to do it. However, in physical reality, we rarely experience such high speeds. To make it worse, sometimes we don't even get any signal due to poor coverage. What is the fundamental problem here? Why don't we get these high data rates in real life? To support high data rates, MIMO requires strong multipath. But typical indoor environment often creates weak multipath and it degrades the MIMO rank. For example, signals bouncing off the walls encounter reflection loss and also travel longer paths experiencing higher attenuation, thus creating a weak reflected signal at the user. In some cases, line of sight path is even blocked and only weak reflections reach the user, creating dead spots with poor coverage. There are many ways to solve it, like full duplex relaying or distributed MIMO. For example, one can use distributed MIMO to increase the spatial diversity by deploying an additional access point which collaborates with the current AP. This method provides additional spatial diversity to achieve the promised MIMO performance. But this requires tight synchronization between the access points. It also needs an additional wall-powered supply and knowledge of transmission signal a priori, all making it extremely complex to deploy. Here we ask the question, can we achieve similar performance without worrying about the synchronization issues? And more so, can we do it passively? We present ScatterMIMO, a smart surface that can achieve MIMO gains without having multiple APs. In a situation with weak multipath, the smart surface provides strong multipath in the user's direction, which in effect creates a virtual AP. Our design of ScatterMIMO ensures that the virtual AP is as strong as a real AP, and thus ScatterMIMO eliminates the need for an actual AP as in distributed MIMO setup. As you can see, the smart surface contains multiple antennas with only phase shifters, which makes it passive. We show that ScatterMIMO also improves the MIMO throughput by 2 times and provides 1.5 times better coverage. Moreover, when the user moves, ScatterMIMO adapts to the user mobility in real time. Finally, ScatterMIMO can be seamlessly integrated in indoor office or home environment. You can even hide it behind a painting. Let us get into some technical details now. How does the smart surface work? Our smart surface contains multiple antennas which are just reflecting the incident signal, making it completely passive. Unlike prior work on relays, there are no amplifiers and no digital signal processing happening at the smart surface. And therefore, our smart surface does not require any active power supply. Yet, the smart surface is able to provide a reflected signal which is as strong as the direct path signal. The first challenge for ScatterMIMO is to achieve power comparable to the line of sight path in order to achieve the MIMO gain. Consider a user located at a distance d loss from the AP. Because of square law attenuation, the line of sight path power P loss is inversely proportional to the square of distance d loss. Let us see how much power is reflected by the smart surface in this case. The signal incident on the smart surface has to travel distance d1 before being incident on the smart surface and gets attenuated by 1 by d1 square, and on its way to the user it travels a distance d2 and gets attenuated by one more factor of 1 by d2 square. So the backscattered signal experiences path loss twice during its journey from the transmitter to the receiver and is very weak compared to the line of sight path power. As we plot the reflected path power against the product d1 times d2, we observe that the reflected power gets higher as the product d1 times d2 gets smaller. So minimizing the product gives us higher reflected power. Minimization can be done in two ways, by either making d1 small or d2 small. Let's understand what happens in both the cases. What happens if we make d2 smaller and smaller? The reflected power increases as d2 tends to 0. This implies we have to keep the smart surface close to the user. This solution works but only if the user is fixed to a particular location. But in reality, the user moves. So the smart surface also has to move to maintain small and consistent D2. Clearly, it isn't very practical to move the smart surface for every varying user location. Let us look at the other choice we have, that is, making D1 smaller. Again, reflected power increases as D1 tend to 0. Since the AP is stationary in this case, the smart surface can be fixed at a location close to the AP while maintaining small D1 without worrying about the user mobility. Does the smart surface provide comparable power when placed close to the AP? The answer turns out to be no. We explain it through an example. For instance, when a smart surface is close to the AP, D2 is approximately same as D loss. So the path loss from smart surface to the user is almost same as path loss from the AP to the user. For D1 equal to 6 centimeters, which is just one wavelength away, the path loss from the AP to the smart surface is 20 dB. This means the reflected path will still be 20 dB weaker than the line of sight path even when smart surface is placed close to the AP. So the reflected power must be boosted further to match the line of sight path power. Without using any active amplifier on the smart surface, how do we increase this reflected power? For that, increasing the number of antennas on the smart surface can re-radiate more power into the environment. If we use n antennas on the smart surface, it provides n square power gain. This way, we can achieve passive amplification without any external amplifier on the smart surface. Finally, we have to place the smart surface in far field to have enough spatial diversity, which is essential to realize the MIMO gains. How many antennas do we really need on the smart surface when we place it in the far field? In order to find the exact smart surface placement and required number of antennas on it, let us look at the variation in signal strength with N and D1. Here, the direct path is chosen to be at minus 60 dBm power level. A smart surface kept at a distance of 4 meters from the AP requires approximately 400 antennas to achieve power comparable to direct path. But keeping the same smart surface at 50 centimeters from the AP, we can achieve the same power level with merely 50 antennas. We also note that 50 centimeters from the AP satisfies the far field condition, which is enough to provide the spatial diversity and also comparable reflected power. So we design our smart surface with 50 antennas and place it 50 centimeters away from the AP. So far, we have assumed that n square gain in the reflected power is implicit. In order to realize this n square gain, scatter MIMO smart surface has to ensure all the reflected paths are combined constructively. This brings us to the second challenge of scatter MIMO. In general, the reflected paths need not combine constructively at the user. Here we show an example where a reflected path signal arrives with a certain phase at the receiver. The second path may arrive out of phase at the receiver, which combines with the first path to create a very weak signal. How can we ensure the reflected signals combine constructively? For that, we use a 2-bit phase shifter at each antenna to modify the phase of the reflected signal. As you see, once we apply the appropriate phases at the smart surface, the reflected paths will be in phase with each other and combine to create a reflected signal with very high amplitude at the receiver. So the smart surface has to learn these optimal phase settings to be applied on each antenna for such constructive combining. How does the smart surface find out these best phase settings? One way to try out all the possible phase combinations available and see which one gives the best possible reflected power. Since a 2-bit phase shifter can take 4 possible phase values and a brute force search over the whole space would require trying 4 power 50 combinations. This computation is enormous and will take an entire lifetime to evaluate. But for a mobile user, the channel coherence times are of the order of few milliseconds. So how do we find the best phase setting in real time? To tackle this problem, we propose a novel scheme that uses geometric modeling of the wireless channel from the AP to the smart surface to the user. Let's zoom into the details of 2 paths arriving at the smart surface. Consider the angle of arrival θ1 and spacing between the antennas denoted by D. Using simple geometry, we can show that the signal arriving at the second antenna travels an additional distance of D sine θ1. Now let's see what happens when we have multiple antennas on the smart surface. For simplicity, here we consider only 4 antennas on the smart surface and analyze the difference in path lengths of all the reflected paths. As the signal is incident on the smart surface, the path lengths of the rays is D1 for the first antenna, D1 plus D sine theta 1 at the second antenna, and so on for the rest of the antennas. The reflected path from the smart surface to the user also varies similarly with corresponding distance D2 and angle of departure theta 2. But this time, it decreases by an amount d sine theta 2 for consecutive antennas. Finally, we write the path length at the nth antenna in compact form as follows. To add the paths constructively, each reflected path at the receiver must have the same phase. So each antenna must apply a phase such that it provides the additional path length required for constructive combination. We introduce a parameter alpha that represents the phase difference at the receiver due to 2 consecutive antennas on the smart surface. The channel response H measured at the user is the sum of the direct path channel H loss and components traveled along the different reflected paths. The problem now here is, how do you find the optimal phase combination A0 to A3 at each of the smart surface antennas to ensure constructive combining? We show that the optimal phases depend only on just one quantity alpha, which we need to estimate. Once we know the value of alpha, we can just set an as exponential of j times n alpha to maximize the reflected power. For this, the smart surface has to know the value of alpha. We see that alpha depends on both theta 1 and theta 2. If we know the angle of arrival theta 1 and angle of departure theta 2, we can simply calculate alpha. But the smart surface does not know either of them. So how do we deal with this problem? We estimate the parameter alpha using 3 CSA measurements as follows. For the first measurement, we apply 0-degree phase at all the antenna elements and measure the corresponding channel response H1 at the receiver. In the second measurement, we apply alternating phases of 0 and 180 degrees, starting with 0 degrees at the first antenna and measure the channel response H2. Finally, in the third measurement, we apply alternating phases of 0 and 180 degrees, starting with 180 degrees at the first antenna and call this channel response H3. We next show how we can compute alpha from these 3 measurements H1, H2, H3. We first subtract H1 and H2 to retain only the even exponential terms. Next, we subtract H1 and H3 to retain only the odd exponential terms. The only difference between these two terms is a multiplicative factor of e power j alpha. Finally, we multiply H1 minus H3 with the conjugate of H1 minus H2 to get an expression which contains the phase term alpha. Thus, we can simply look at this phase term to find alpha. We can use this estimated alpha value to determine the phase shifter settings on the smart surface to ensure constructive combining of all the reflected paths. This algorithm allows for the real-time estimation of alpha to support mobile clients and scales to any number of smart surface antennas with a latency of just 3 packets. The final challenge of Scatter-MIMO is to make it work with off-the-shelf Wi-Fi radios. It is generally hard to work with commercial radios because these radios suffer from many hardware impairments that corrupt the channel measurements. Ideally, we expect the radio to provide a clean channel measurement. However, the presence of carrier frequency offset rotates the phase of received samples and introduces a random phase factor for every CSA measurement. To estimate alpha in the presence of these impairments, Scatter-MIMO devises a novel way that has a low algorithmic latency of just 4 packets to compute alpha. Please refer to our paper for more details about the algorithm. We build a smart surface using an array of 5 GHz patch antennas on a PCB. Here we show a 4x4 tile of Scatter-MIMO smart surface with half wavelength antenna spacing. The prototype smart surface is made up of 3 such tiles with totally 48 antennas on it. Each antenna on the smart surface is connected to a 2-bit phase shifter. The phase shifter is implemented using a 4x1 RF switch that can be programmed to connect to a transmission line as necessary. The transmission lines are implemented as PCB traces with different lines on the PCBs that can provide 0, 90, 180, and 270-degree phase shifts. By implementing phase shifter using transmission lines, we avoid the use of expensive phase shifter ICs, and overall, our smart surface costs less than $5 when put in mass production. We evaluated SCADA-MIMO using off-the-shelf Quantenna Wi-Fi APs. In our experiments, we keep the smart surface 50 cm away from the transmitter AP and test the performance of SCADA-MIMO in multiple office environments. We compare the results with a baseline that does not use the smart surface. The performance of SCADA-MIMO is evaluated in terms of throughput gain and SNR gain of the MIMO spatial streams. We define the SNR gain of spatial streams 1 and 2 as the improvement in the power of first two singular values associated with the channel matrix. When compared against the baseline, we observe that SCADA-MIMO smart surface improved the SNR of both the streams. More importantly, the secondary stream has higher SNR gain than the primary stream. This happens because of the presence of strong secondary path from the transmitter to the receiver in the wireless environment. This observation demonstrates that smart surface is indeed able to create a strong multipath. We also conduct end-to-end TCP throughput experiments and record the throughput gains compared to the baseline. Our experiments reveal that SCADA-MIMO can achieve a throughput gain of 2 times in more than 50% of the cases. At locations with poor coverage 30 meters away from the AP, the smart surface provided up to 4x throughput gain and improved the coverage up to 45 meters. We compare SCADA-MIMO against prior works on configurable smart surfaces. There are works on meta surfaces which exhibits interesting properties generally not occurring in nature. For instance, meta surface can be programmed to steer the reflection towards the user. However, to the best of our knowledge, there is no end-to-end system development to demonstrate their uses in a wireless network. We also compare against prior work Laya that uses 36 pairs of antennas on the two sides of a wall that are connected by phase shifters going through the wall. It uses 72 packets to optimize the phases and is limited to just 8 meters of coverage. Another work, RFocus, uses thousands of antennas to provide 30-meter coverage and takes thousands of RSSI measurements to optimize the surface. Both these approaches try to optimize the surface on a per antenna basis and have linear complexity to find the optimal setting. SCADA-MIMO, on the other hand, optimizes the whole smart surface using just 4 measurements, providing a very low latency solution. SCADA-MIMO's algorithm is also designed to be compatible with off-the-shelf Wi-Fi access points, and it improves the coverage of Wi-Fi AP from 30 to 45 meters using just 48 antennas. To summarize, SCADA-MIMO is the first work to propose a low latency algorithm that works with off-the-shelf Wi-Fi devices to provide high throughput and a coverage up to 45 meters. Thus, SCADA-MIMO can double your Wi-Fi throughput using a simple passive surface of antennas hanging on your wall. Thank you.